Not exactly sure. Looks like he took Air Force One somewhere. Who is this guy, MacArthur? Wow. Welcome, Morgan Murphy, Republican candidate for the United States Senate in Alabama. How are you? And forgive me, that picture was kind of cool. What was with that airplane? And welcome to the show.
Hey, Greg, thanks for having me on. Well, I was the press secretary to the Secretary of Defense in Trump 1. So in the tail end of the Trump administration, I worked for the Secretary of Defense and traveled all around the world with him. We went to 19 different countries, including Afghanistan, where it was 2,500 people, keeping the place calm, didn't have a death in 8 months. And then, of course, Biden threw it all away.
Yeah, he sure did. Well, that explains the plane, and very cool with the pipe. It does look like MacArthur. Tell us a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind. Competitive field, we'll get to your opponents in a moment, but what should the people of Alabama and the people of America know about you?
Well, I say I'm Trump tested because I've worked for Donald J. Trump now twice, in his first administration and in his second, and between terms, and is doing in Washington, D.C., then you're going to like what Morgan Murphy does as your United States Senator.
All right. Sounds good. And now, so you're MAGA all the way, right?
Gold-plated MAGA is what I like to say.
Okay. Now, look, you're from Alabama, and that's Trump country. We all know it. So you got a lot of competition. Let's go ahead and put up the Republicans who are seeking the nomination. The primary is May 19th of 2026. All these guys, and just if you want to handicap the field, you're one of the guys, but why you and not them?
Well, I'm Trump tested, as I said, and I've worked for Senator Tuberville, and I really believe it's a weird thing, Greg, that a lot of deep blue states like Massachusetts and Vermont send Pocahontas and Bernie Sanders to Washington, D.C., and a lot of red states, well, deep ruby red states, send kind of squish middle-of-the-road senators. We've had Southern senators who voted to impeach Donald Trump, and I think that's a disaster, and that's why I'm running to make sure that a rhino doesn't get into Coach's seat, because Coach is the truest MAGA voice in the Senate. He was the first senator to endorse President Trump in this last election.
How about that? I did not know that. Very cool. Let's do an easy one. These are the Democrats who are interested in that Senate seat. Tell us about these people. Who's the front runner, if there is a front runner?
You know, I really don't even know them. Alabama is so reliably red. It went for the president by 63.
So what's it like running for the Senate? I mean, the election is next year. Are you able to campaign full time? Do you have a day job? How does that work? Because it's a long way away. What is life on the campaign trail like? And, what's day to day at this moment?
Well, what we say down here in Alabama is 90-0. So we hit the ground running. I was the last entrant into the race on October 1st, and I've been speaking all over the state. And it's just an honor to get to know the great people of Alabama, and it's my privilege. I'm from here and love the state. Been working up in Washington for the past 5 years for the president and for Senator Tuberville, but it's great to be back in Alabama at long last.
All right, excellent. And on the personal side, you married, you single? What do you like to do for fun?
Oh, man. Well, I like to tinker on old cars. I have a 11-year-old son who keeps me hopping, but I love to tinker on old cars, go beat on an old Packard or something when I have a minute, which is not very much lately. But this is a critical time in our nation. And I cannot stress enough how important it is to send a conservative to Washington, because I've sat in those private meetings in Washington, D.C., behind closed doors with senators, Republican senators, and heard them say, I don't know, Coach, if you should back the president this early. I don't know about your stand on abortion and holding up all those generals and admirals. You're making me nervous, right? These are Republicans saying they're making it. They are waiting for January 20th, 2029, for Trump to fly off in Marine One, and they're hoping, much of Washington, D.C. is hoping, they can wash their hands of America First, that they can wash their hands of MAGA, and they can wash their hands of Trump and go back to the way things have always been. And I can guarantee you that when I'm in the Senate, we will not go back to the way things have always been.
Awesome. I believe it. And I should have asked you earlier, what part of Alabama are you from? I'm somewhat familiar with the state. I used to drive through it on my way to Meridian, Mississippi, when I was in flight school. Where in Alabama?
I'm from Birmingham. I launched my campaign. You showed that picture there. Thank you for that. Right under Vulcan, which is the second largest statue in the world, cast iron statue. It's the god of the forge. And that's what I'm running on. We need to bring back manufacturing to this country.
Excellent. The Tutwiler Hotel, is that still there?
Oh, yeah, the Tut. The Tut is famous.
It's right down the block from the Civic Center where I saw